All right, how's it going, guys? Today we're going to be going over some market analysis. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm going to try to do these a little bit more consistently to give you guys good insight into what's going on, what I'm looking at, potential trade setups, that sort of thing. So if we look at Bitcoin here, we've pretty much been in the same accumulation range since the end of February. Like if you were to take the average price of this range here from like late February to the current market price, it's probably around, $66,000, right? So right in the middle, of this accumulation range. Now, something that you'll notice when price is accumulating is that people are oftentimes going to get very bearish at the bottom and very bullish at the top of the range. Now, when you're trading these sort of ranges, you have to play the levels, right? You have to assume that longs are valid at the range lows, and you have to assume that shorts are valid at the range highs, right? You can't be expecting a breakout until it actually happens. And I can prove that by showing you previous price history, right? These two times, everyone was bullish, we're probably going to break out. And we didn't do that, right? Instead, we rejected back down to the range lows. And then same thing, people are getting bearish, right? We're going to break down. We're going to 50K, right? And what happens when we push back up? So right now we're at the top of the range, right? We're approaching these range highs. Now, yes, there's some liquidity here, but you have to assume that shorts are going to be valid here at the range highs until they're not anymore. And you can see even here, we just rejected, from this 8-hour resistance zone, right? I can clearly see the price history here at the zone, and we continue to reject, right? So what am I looking at currently? Well, yesterday we took a scalp long. We took a scalp long yesterday, right around here, right around here. We're still in this long. We took half of our profit here at this 1-hour resistance zone. That's why Easy Algo is so clutch. If you guys don't have Easy Algo and you're watching this, be sure to click the first link in the description below to get the exact tools that I use every single day to become a profitable trader, right? So we took our TP1 here, made the trade risk-free, so brought our stop loss to break even. So I'm still in this trade currently, right? Now, if it does hit my break even, that's fine. I've already locked in some profits, and I'm going to look for a re-entry around here, right? Because we have this huge demand zone and multiple Easy Algo support zones, in this general zone. If we go to a higher time frame, we have two Easy Algo support zones here. So this is kind of like the area that I'm looking to take longs in, right? Until we fail this level, right? So on a shorter time frame, I'm looking for longs here. Now, the reason I'm looking for longs and why they're valid, in my opinion, is because we're holding this, upwards trend here on a slightly higher time frame. We're seeing higher highs and higher lows with a market structure break to the upside here, continuing this upside momentum, continuing the trend to the upside. Again, just a little bit of an intro to market structure, right? If you're seeing higher highs and higher lows with displacement, right, with these strong bullish candles, it's telling you that price wants to continue to the upside. You can also see we have this trend line confluence here as well, right? 2 taps. This would be the 3rd tap. So you can also look for a long right here, which is what I'm going to be looking for as well. Now, actually, another reason I took the scalp long yesterday, for those that maybe want to replicate, my thesis behind this trade. Obviously, I posted this in the Pro Discord as well, but I saw we also had this falling wedge pattern, right? We had this falling wedge pattern. Now, I'm not a fan of pattern trading, but I do like this pattern in particular. Because it shows you that selling pressure is dying off, right? When you see that we're in a clear downtrend and a higher time frame uptrend, and you can see that we're sweeping these lows, right? We're sweeping these lows. We're not getting any candle close below, no displacement below. We're just sweeping these lows as the momentum on the Easy Oscillator is curving to the upside, right? Showing us bullish divergences into our point of interest, which in this case is this higher time frame demand zone or bullish order block, right, comes right into that bullish order block. You can assume that this level is going to hold, right? You can clearly see, not guessing, not making anything up, that selling pressure is dying off as we approach this level because we're continuously sweeping these lows. And then finally, you see we get a breakout of this downtrend right here, retest, and then that is when you're going to be longing. I think I took the long on the 1-hour time frame. Clear bullish candle right here. You can see the bullish tail telling you that, okay, sellers are going to push the price up. Seeing a higher low, now's the time to punt a long. invalidation below these lows, targeting this level for our first TP, which we hit. So that was kind of my thesis for the scalp long. Now let's say that we fail this level, right? Let's say that we fail this level right here, this 3-hour support zone. Let's say we retest this and fail, right? Again, I'm willing to try along at this level until it fails. So if you're looking for a trade, you can look for something like this, right? Stop loss below these lows and look to continue the trend, because we do have, this triangle pattern sort of playing out here. And this is actually a bullish pattern when you are in an uptrend. And we still have liquidity to sweep at these highs here at around 72, 73K. You can see we have this equal high here. So even if your thesis is I want to see 50K eventually, we still have to sweep these highs, guys, because there's still buy side liquidity here that needs to get swept with this equal high that we haven't swept yet, right? If you look at most top formation patterns, they look something like this, right? One top and then a second top sweeping that liquidity, and that is your short entry, stop loss here, target here, but we haven't seen that yet. We still see, this equal high here, meaning liquidity is still rampant up here that we need a sweep before we see lower. So that's why I think in the short term, we probably do at least sweep the 72, 73K level, possibly another new all-time high. And then, from there, we can talk about going lower again, because we're, again, still at the range highs where you have to assume that shorts are valid until you get a strong breakout, right, with displacement, creating fair value gaps above that level. That is a strong, valid breakout, right? But again, I would be willing to try along here at this 8-hour support zone, right? Again, you can see the price history here, resistance, 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 flips into support, support. Now we would see if this level holds a support again. And really, I'd probably look for this for a trade, actually, something like this, right? And we also have this trend line confluence here on a lower time frame as well. So something like this would be a good, trade thesis. Now, if this level breaks, right, we do have another support zone here, again, with price history. But we also, if you pull out our market mind indicator, which is brand new, our newest algorithm coming soon for free to the Easy Trades Discord. So get into the free Discord if you want this indicator as well. I'll remove all drawings here. You can see there's multiple confluences here at around the 63, 64K level. Now, this is the mid-range of this accumulation, right? It's a mid-range. We also have this massive fair value gap, this massive displacement candle that we have not yet retested. And it's also in the high time frame discount, right? It's below the 0.5 fib, right? So this is kind of like your longing area. This is where I want to see longs, right? This is where I want to take a long on Bitcoin if this level here fails. We also have built up liquidity with some of these lows, right, that have not gotten taken out yet. So if we were to see some manipulation either this weekend or probably middle of next week, I'd want to see something like this. We're taking out the lows, we're taking out the sell side liquidity into this large fair value gap here, right? Rebalancing internal liquidity. And then we can see buy side taken out, over here at the, 72, 73K, if we are to fail this level now. But this is kind of like the only swing long I'm looking for on Bitcoin. And this is the only level we should be looking at before we're talking about, any of these lower prices, right? You can't be talking about the bottom of the range here unless the mid-range gets invalidated. And I do believe that this range will hold, this level will hold here at around 64K. Just based on the price history, based on how candle structure is, based on this massive fair value gap. I want to see this get filled, and I bet you'd see at least some reaction, at least back to the point of control here at around 68. And then at that point, maybe you can look for a scalp short. But again, I'm only trying to plan the next move. I'm not trying to plan the next 3, 4, 5 moves ahead, right? I'm just trying to plan the next move. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, right? So market mind, definitely make sure to take advantage of this free indicator as well, right? And then also we have confluence here with the higher time frame. I guess we don't have a 12-hour zone. We have an 8-hour zone kind of overlapping that fair value gap as well. So, now we have easy algo confluence for more confluence, for more confidence to enter that trade, right? If we look at Ethereum, right, the Ethereum ETFs were approved, right, which is long-term bullish for me. I've marked out the zone here on, where I think the next key levels for Ethereum are. Now you can see, again, the easy algo levels overlap pretty well. This is just the high here at around 4,000. So we'll remove that. But this 12-hour support zone is the key level I'm looking at. You have to assume, again, that this will hold until it doesn't. And you had many opportunities to take a trade off of this level, even on a lower time frame, right? Going down like a 2-hour time frame, taking a trade off of this 12-hour support zone. Right? Again, easy algo showing us bullish divergences, right? Easy algo showing us bullish AI buy signals, right? This is your confirmation to enter the trade, not rocket science. Until we fail this level, then we can look at lower prices. But again, when you're trading support and resistance, you have to assume that it's going to hold until it doesn't, right? Now, again, if this fails, right, I am looking for probably around 3,300, retesting this level. Do I think we'll get there? Probably not, to be honest with you. I think too many people are waiting for this level, so we're probably not going to hit it. But if it does, I'll be looking for a swing long here. Invalidation probably below this low right here, right? Maybe a DCA or two, and you'd be targeting 4,000. So 2.5 with DCA, 3.5 risk to reward. Again, we are seeing some bearish divs here on the oscillator as well. So make sure to always look at the oscillator for the overall momentum in the market. This is showing us bearish momentum. So we could see, another slight dip, but again, I don't think we will reach, this 3,300 level in particular. Now, what I do think is going to happen is I think we're going to flip this 4K level, and I want to see higher prices. Eventually I want to see higher prices. I think this ETF is very bullish, and I don't think people understand how bullish it is, right? I think if institutions want to start buying ETH, it's going to be kind of like a race to who can buy the most ETH. And that's an outcome I don't see many people talking about. Now, have we seen that yet? No, but I think the inflows will start ramping up here pretty soon. So, I'd like to see something like this on ETH, flip that 4K, and then go to 5K. And that would be like the parabolic alt season as ETH is breaking all-time highs, previous all-time highs. So that is what I'm looking at. Now, something else to keep in mind is SPY. Right, we need to see SPY hold bullish here. And if we don't, this could be bad news for bulls. I mean, you can see we've already lost this level here. So I want to see us reclaim this level and continue higher. If we lose this level here, if stocks lose this level, then I'm looking for the 500 to get tagged. And this would be bearish for crypto markets as a whole, because we would see, an extended period of downtrend until this 500 is tagged, and then possibly another reversal up, creating a higher high. It would still be high time frame bullish, but this isn't the best look for bulls. If you're bullish on crypto, you want to see stocks hold here. You really want to see stocks hold here. So we'll see what happens with that. Just something to keep an eye on. Risk on trades heading into the weekend. I don't personally trade weekends unless I see a really good setup. But those are the levels I'm looking at. Again, I'm looking at this key level here on Bitcoin. Still interested in longs at around this zone. If this fails, I'm looking at filling this imbalance at around 64K for a nice little swing long position, targeting these equal highs here as TP. So that's it. I'll see you guys next video.